Google pulls in 4 to 5 billion monthly unique visitors each month. ChatGPT, the biggest AI engine, pulls in 600 million.
4 to 5 billion versus 600 million.
Yeah. So Google is still way bigger.
Yeah.
The statistics that I've seen from Statista is that ChatGPT will surpass Google by 2030.
Okay. Interesting.
Bam, let that sink in.
GEO, SEO, AEO, GEO.
G.I. Joe.
You're confused. I'm confused. Let's try to figure this out in today's episode of All the Hats.
Welcome back, guys, to All the Hats, the unofficial support group for small B2B marketing teams. And my name is Thor Ómarsson, and I have here with me Alicia Lay.
What's up, guys? I'm Alicia Lay, head of B2B at Digadoo, and this is our lovely producer, Dino.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back.
Thanks for being here with us, Dino. And today we are talking about the new acronyms that have popped up into our lives in the last 6 months.
It used to be simple. SEO, I could remember what SEO was.
To be honest, I never remembered what SEO meant was for a really long time, maybe 6 months ago when I learned it because there was all the other new ones coming up. But yes, SEO. So it's...
I would connect, that's search engine optimization. And that would be where most people would discover products and services. They would go on Google and they would just type a problem or type the product or service they were looking for. And you would either rank, if you were selling something, you would rank up there organically, or you would pay for it.
And I think the reason why I had such a hard time with what search SEO meant, search engine optimization, is because that in itself sounds so marketing jargony, like search engine optimization. Like what is it even? But really, like you were saying, the nuts and bolts of it is you're basically trying to make sure that Google can find you.
Yes.
So what do you have to do in your website and on your website so that Google can find you when someone needs to look for your service?
And that was typically a combination of creating just great content packed with freaking keywords, the keywords people were looking for, and making sure that your website was technically correct, set up, it wasn't slow, and that there was nothing technical about it that was off-putting to Google, because Google is kind of obsessed with certain things like accessibility for hearing impaired or visibility, people that have poor visibility, vision, and so that was kind of the Google. It was Google or nothing when we were searching for stuff. So, but now that has been we have a new kid on the block, which is AI engines, and a lot of people are not just going to Google anymore, which has typically been called search. You would search for your answer, but on these AI engines, they're being called answer engines. So you kind of just get an answer. So a lot of people are now going, people that work in companies, they're going to ChatGPT or Gemini or DeepSeek or Perplexity and these tools, and they will not bypass Google completely, and they will just go, give me the top 3 tools for this.
Yes.
And that's how I search a bunch of times now. I'm almost sometimes like not going into Google anymore. And the statistics that I've seen from Statista is that ChatGPT will surpass Google by 2030.
Okay. Interesting. I also recently...
Bam, let that sink in.
But I also have a bit of research that I was given to in a newsletter that I subscribed to.
Okay.
And it said that, and this maybe yours was, I don't know, but this is about Americans. So new research shows that 20% of Americans use AI tools 10 times more a month now. But growth is slowing and traditional search hasn't dipped. So nearly 38% use AI tools at least once a month. Meanwhile, 95% of Americans still use traditional search engines, and the usage has actually increased from 84% in 2023 to 87% to 2025, and that's traditional search engines. So what they were saying is that even though you were asking ChatGPT for your top 3, you're still going to Google.
Of course, I think Google is not going away. When somebody says SEO is dead, I'm like, no, brother.
Exactly.
That's not happening
No.
anytime soon. Plus, Google is also has AI, and it has like kind of like an AI search part to Google itself. So I think.
So I think like whether it's AEO or GEO, the nuts and bolts of what you should of SEO strategy is still the same.
So let's break it down a little bit because you said a couple of abbreviations there. So SEO, search engine optimization. Then the kind of one I feel is becoming the acronym that people use when they're talking about getting found on AI engines is AEO or answer engine optimization.
Okay.
And it's not the opposite of SEO or anything, but there are slightly different tactics. I'll go into them a little bit what you need to do to kind of put yourself into these AI engines versus typical Google. And then the third one is GEO, generative engine optimization. And it's similar to AEO, but it's slightly different. But the end goal is the same, to get found on these AI engines.
Okay, I'm super interested in hearing about these like little tweaks, because from how I think of it is it shouldn't be dissimilar to your SEO strategy. So tell me more.
I can indeed, but first I wanted to bring up something that I wrote on LinkedIn the other day. And this is something, I mean, it's very close to our hearts at Optize, my company, because we're helping websites get found. One of big part of a website is being found, like you mentioned before. And we split the website buyer's journey up into 3 phases. It's discovery. Is your website being discovered? Is it discoverable on Google, ChatGPT, and social media and stuff like that? Then engagement, is it engaging? Is your website engaging? Do people look at your stuff, click on your at your links, look at your sub pages, your blogs, your articles, spend time on the website? And the third part is the conversion part, like do they actually click on your buttons? But what we're talking about now is kind of just discovery. And I mean, the SEO business is huge. So we're seeing a lot of these AI tools sprout up these days. So that's something that a lot of people, because of this new or kind of change in buyer behavior when it comes to discovering products and services. My research is showing is that Google pulls in 4 to 5 billion monthly unique visitors each month. And to put that into perspective, this is a couple of weeks ago, ChatGPT, the biggest AI engine, pulls in 600 million. So
4 to 5 billion versus 600 million.
Yeah. So Google is still, way bigger.
Yeah.
King and queen of discovery. So a lot of people, and I mean, when you're in America, I mean, Bing is still a thing, of course. But if we talk about Google, it's still, on top.
So with that also, like if let's say you're pretty mature in your SEO journey here and you've been like putting out a lot of content and you're monitoring it and you're trying to monitor your keywords and where your page is ranking, you're probably also going to notice that there's going to be a dip in clicks. And that's because of the AI generated response that's been happening on the top. So that means that now people don't have to scroll down. Even if you're on the first page of Google, when you show up, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, people would scroll down and they would click on your page and they would read what you have to say when they were answering the questions that they were searching for.
Yeah.
But now AI has generated the response and it basically summarizes all of the answers from the top, however many pages, and it leaves it in the summary at the top. So they're not clicking on your page. So it doesn't mean that what you're putting out there isn't working because you're seeing your clicks drop.
Yeah.
It just means that AI is generating it, but don't lose hope and keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I think there's a way to make both worlds work, and it doesn't mean you need to throw out all your SEO content. I think it's just be mindful now of when you create content, and even go back and fix some of your old content. with little tweaks to make sure that it helps AI engines find you. But what I would say though is this: I am seeing a lot of LinkedIn posts. If you haven't guessed it, I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn looking at different content. I'm trying to learn some stuff, and I'm just seeing a lot of gimmicks out there. It's like, do this one thing and rank number one on ChatGPT forever.
Yeah.
Or this one tool will help you rank on ChatGPT. And it's not that easy, to tell you the truth. What the research is showing is that if you think about the sources AI engines use to kind of formulate their answers, the biggest part are websites. And then it uses a bunch of other sources, like Reddit is pretty huge. It will use review sites like G2, Capterra. It will use even books that it has, like they've scanned or something, or have a digital form of. So it has a bunch of these, and it will even look at social media a little bit. And if people didn't know this, Instagram posts do now rank on Google. So there's a way to make sure that Instagram posts are found by Google and AI engines. So I would say these AI engines like ChatGPT, they kind of do a 360 of your company, and they're not just looking at the website. Even it might be a big factor in how it kind of presents its answer. So like when it picks the top 3 companies you asked for a specific product or service, it's going to look at a bunch of sources to find out which one they think is the most appropriate and a kind of best option for the person looking. So one other one is the actually backlinks. Backlinks are back. So backlinks are links that other websites direct to your website. That's how actually I read somewhere that Google was founded on this philosophy. It was only backlinks. So the more backlinks you had, the more and more credible backlinks you had. That was the only ranking mechanism Google used in the beginning. Since then, they've done changed a lot. But so it's a lot of factors.
But and just to say that you can put, if you're talking about your service in Reddit, and if people are talking about your service in Reddit, and they are putting a link to your website there, that is considered a backlink. So as you were saying, it scrapes Reddit.
Yeah.
So if someone puts your website on Reddit and recommends you, that is considered a backlink. It's not this random crappy backlink site that is just one person selling, so don't get like
don't use these backlink farms.
Don't use a backlink farm.
No.
It like Google knows.
Google does know a lot. Although that's another topic for another episode. Is I don't feel like Google is spotting AI generated content well enough, though.
We might sit on 2 different sides of the fence on that one.
We'll hash that out in another episode. But let's go into what can people do to try to influence AI engines. But I just want to put it out there that big brands are dominating AI engines at the moment, and that's just because their brand is huge and they've been around for a long time. Their AI engines will use the data that they use has a little bit of a lag to it. So like some stuff you put out today is not going to be visible in their database immediately. So it takes a little bit of time for them to kind of get into their world, and be kind of one of the things that they consider when they are surfacing answers. But
okay, real quick question for you then.
Yeah.
If you're a small B2B marketing team and you are against some giants, then do you even invest in SEO? Like, what do we do here?
In AEO, you mean?
SEO, AEO, GEO,
Yes.
and GI Joe.
I think what you can do is you should definitely invest in it for sure, and it's you need to go a little niche. You need to find out where I mean, there's a bunch of tools will tell you which keywords are being searched for and how tough it is to rank for them on SEO. But let's focus on AEO for now because there's so much content out there on SEO on how to rank. But if I was a B2B company today, a small team, and I wanted to try to, at least start investing in now in getting into these top answers on ChatGPT, what I would do is I'll save the website stuff for the last part, but I would definitely add my tool and service or tool to, if I have a tool that I'm selling, to rating sites. G2, Capterra, Trustpilot, Compare Solutions, these review sites seem to be a big factor in how they kind of look at different tools and products.
Okay.
That's one. So you need to add your tool or service to these rating platforms and try to get your customers to give you a good rating on it. That's one thing you can do. I would try to get your name on Reddit. Reddit seems to, for some reason, Reddit, is incredibly, it is incredibly popular. And for some reason, these AI engines use it a lot for its inputs. So that means you either create a channel on Reddit or thread on Reddit or subthread or something and host it yourself, or you come in as a kind of ambassador from your company. And Reddit people are very strict about sales pitches, so you need to come in with advice, helping people, and sneak in your company from time to time.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think you need to sneak in your company. I think that one of the things that we would recommend to our clients to do is have a Reddit strategy and encourage all of their product people to spend 20 minutes on Reddit commenting, liking in their space. And you don't need to talk about your product at all. You just need to be helpful. And occasionally, when it makes sense, then that's when you talk about your product, and the people will listen to you because they know that you're an expert in the field.
Kind of like sneaking it in.
Yeah, well, but you're not sneaking it in because you know that it's going to be actually helpful for them.
I'm joking. Yeah, I know. I know what you mean, but that's what I mean.
I don't think you have to be feel like it's a sneaky thing, because I think it's just but it is going to take buy-in from all of your companies. So it's a hard thing to do. Yeah. It's like forcing people to post on LinkedIn. It's a hard thing to do if you're not actually a poster, right?
Yeah.
So an idea is have a nice reward, like a gift card, a big gift card, and if everybody posts, then you get your every day, then you get your name and a hat, and then you get to win a gift card at the end of this. Yeah.
But it's the toughest thing in the world to get your employees to post on LinkedIn.
Exactly. You have to
what about Reddit? It's just what was that tool with this horrible name that we used? Gagalamp. Gagalamp. It was like an incentivization platform for employees. So if you post people, then we will reward you for it.
Yes.
But it is notoriously tough. But that's what what needs to happen. But the words of the name of your company need to be in Reddit for AI engines to find it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I agree. Go for a Reddit strategy, but we know you're gonna have to entice your employees and dangle some sort of reward, because it's not going to be natural for them.
But and lead with helpful advice on Reddit.
Helpful advice,
but that's good visibility regardless of the AI engines, because Reddit is huge and also ranks on Google.
Yeah.
So backlinks. I think it's tough to get backlinks without paying for it. You sometimes need a PR agency. If you get a backlink from TechCrunch or something, it's pure gold for SEO and AEO. So AEO picks up on that. So if a credible news source links to your website, it's definitely gonna help with AEO or AI engines finding your website. So that's something, if you can be clever about it, if you can do some press releases, try to get creative and get somebody to cover you, or do collaborations with other companies. So if you link to me, I'll link to you, and we'll do a mutual content together or something. That's something we've done in the past, and that can work really well. It's about somebody else pointing to you and saying, I like those guys.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like this collaboration event because PR is tricky, right? Yeah. First of all, it's super expensive. Second of all, you can't talk about a product release because nobody cares.
Yep.
But find an adjacent company that is willing to backlink to each other, and that could be find a new company every month.
Yeah.
And find and see if you can figure out a way that you can backlink to each other.
And I've found that people want to collaborate. If you come with them with an idea, even if they work at another company, if you find a mutual thing that you both kind of work on, they're willing to do it.
I mean, how random could it be? Could it be some dental software, one company and the other one talking about some I don't know, give me a random
it's I mean,
nut and bolt
If you find a mutual angle, then it's fine.
That's it, right?
Yeah,
It just has to be a mutual angle.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
it can be random. All right, that's good to know.
So the final part, which I think people kind of maybe have the most control over, is their website, and that is the biggest factor, I believe, and what my research shows in the input for these AI engines. So, SEO, you create a lot of content, you make sure that your website is technically well set up, but then you kind of plaster your website with these keywords in, content pillars and all of that. It's a whole strategy about how you build out the content with these keywords on your website. What AI engines like instead is they like answers. So think about when you're writing something, even if it's a product description or if it's something about your value or benefit you bring, whatever you're writing, try to write it in a way that it's an answer to something. So even the headline could be a question, like how does our product work? Or how does, company Optimize work? And then it's an answer.
So are you actually putting the question there, or are you just having the question in your head and then say, our product works like XYZ?
You would actually put the question.
You would actually put the
That's
question
what
there.
they like.
That's what
they
they like.
look for a question and then they look at the answer.
Okay. So you need the question.
Yes, so you need questions. So that's.
Could you have FAQs at the bottom of the page?
That's my second tip. Is AI engines love FAQs. So I would even consider having an FAQ on every page, on your front page, on your product pages, on all your blogs and articles. Put an FAQ with 10 questions at the bottom. And that's what I would say that's the number one easy to implement tip for to get ranking on AI engines with your website. And then the final part I think, is an easy thing to do or a manageable thing to do for B2B companies for their website is AI engines love trust. So if you have a lot of testimonials, quotes, proof metrics. Examples of how a company or case studies, how companies use the product, the AI engine seems to love that. So they will look at, here's some company that used it, and here's the story behind it. It's always problem, solution, results. That's how we build a case study.
And does it need to be, like you say, testimonials and case studies, does it need to be built out as case studies, or can it just be like customer quotes on your homepage?
I would do like all of it. I would put testimonials, I would put quotes, I would put faces of people, and then I would even definitely have fully fledged case study section on your website.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
With FAQ.
With FAQ. I mean, we all know that case studies and testimonials are like, and that trust is the number one thing that your website needs to have.
Yeah.
You're a small B2B SaaS company, and there are so many scammers out there. How do they know that you're not a scam? Like, that's your number one thing that you need to answer. Like,
exactly.
How do I know that you're not a scam?
Yeah. So if there's anything I would say to people out there that are thinking about ranking on AI engines at the moment is there's no silver bullet to it, especially if you're small. You need time. Don't fall for these gimmicks or scams on LinkedIn or these tools that promise that they will get you ranking on AI engines. It's going to be a little bit of a journey. You got to flesh out a lot of content, this answer type content. And then think about all these other channels like Reddit and these community channels and backlinks from other websites. So it all kind of, this whole 360 review is what it looks at.
Well, I hope that answered all of your questions about SEO, AEO, GEO. I know that it really helped me, even though I'm not great with these acronyms. And if you like this episode, like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And if you really, really, really want to find out how discoverable your website is, I'm super biased, of course, but go to optimize.com, check out our free trial, and then you can kind of get a score for how discoverable your website is at the moment based on Google, ChatGPT, social media, all of that. But don't fall for these tools that promise to get you number one in one day. That's all from us here at an official support group for small B2B marketing teams, and hope you found this episode useful. I think it's something that everybody's talking about at the moment, so you're probably being pressured to get something going. Really, have a good one.